Alright, we're about to start our interview with Kevin Bilden. Stay tuned.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going? I have permission to record a video?
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, thank you.
So we hear that Ryan's living a little healthier life this season.
Yeah, I got a really nice apartment too. It's on 82nd and Broadway, and I'm teaching at John Jay. It's not actually called John Jay, but it's a criminal college, and I'm teaching criminology and forensics, and which was a really interesting choice. At first, I wasn't sure about that choice, but then I thought about the fact that, you know, I do have this obsession with Joe Carroll, and that one of the things that I always kind of admired about him was his. You know, there were scenes last year where I was sitting there watching him teach, and I'm kind of like, wow, that guy's good, you know. So now I'm attempting that myself. I stopped drinking, going to meetings, heart's in better shape. I'm running, working out.
So do you think with all those things combined that you are like more stable enough to like teach a class and kind of like step away from all of the FBI work that you've been doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the idea. I mean, you know, Ryan Hardy is a character that his life has been surrounded by death, and he has this extremely dark side, and has a lot of stuff going on that's maybe not on the surface, you know, and that's part of what we see. But when you met him last year, I mean, you think about it, he was in bed with a hangover and was totally out of this thing, and thought the guy was in jail, and they wake him up and bring him back into this kind of like a whirlwind thing, which all took place in about 2 weeks, and it all gets crammed together. And this is now a passage of time. It's a year later.
So is Ryan still thinking about Joe all the time, or is he slightly moved on?
Well, yes and no. I mean, you know, it's such a hard thing to, you know, answer questions about the show, but you know, because it's, you know, we really want the experience to be fresh and new. But I mean, look, Joe killed the only woman that I ever loved. Had her killed. So, am I thinking about him? Yeah. But I have moved on to a certain extent. So yes and no.
What can you tell us about his relationship with his new love interest?
Well, she is. There's a crime, a really scary thing, an attack on the subway, and she's a victim of it. She survives, and I meet her, probably crossing the line, you know, in a way that I shouldn't, which is very much in keeping with this character. And I am just taken by her. She is, in a lot of ways, like similar to the way I feel about Joe. She's like everything I'm not, you know. She's worldly, speaks a million languages, has an appreciation of art, is just kind of this dynamic creature. You know, I'm not out looking for love, but something about her just kind of draws me in.
So what's the journey? What are you going to be going through this season?
Well, you know, it's a question of, I always see it as a question of, am I going down or am I climbing myself back up, you know? Last year, I was at the bottom, you know, kind of rock bottom, and the involvement with the case almost started to heal me in a strange kind of way, because I needed this. I could feed on this. This year, I'm a little. The journey is that I'm more together, but I have to get pulled back in, you know, and I have to go down to the bottom again, and I have to be confronted with very, very serious questions of morality, right and wrong, and doing the right thing. That's a little bit of a theme, along with the family thing. That's a bit of a theme. Are you going to do the right thing, or are you going to do the wrong thing? And do you have the wherewithal to know what that is?
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Kevin. Nice meeting you.
Thanks so much.
Last time.